If given a graph of a relationship, we can show this graph in several different ways. First of all, let's consider what this graph is describing. We can see here that our title of our graph tells us that we are talking about the class average, Math 1201. On our horizontal axis, we are talking about the units. So we're describing units 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then we can read vertically what's happening here is that we have our average. So for example, in Unit 1, we have a class average of 55. Okay? Our best unit, Unit 3, had a class average of 65. And we can see the average for all 5 units. We can take this relationship then and just briefly describe it in words. The relationship shows the association of units in the Math 1201 to the class average. This relationship can also be described using a table of values. We would take our units on our horizontal axis and write them. So we have unit 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 described in our graph. And then looking back up at our graph, we can see the average for each unit. So we would write those 55, so that's our average in percent. We had Unit 2 was 60, Unit 3 was 65, Unit 4 was 55, and Unit 5 was 60. This relationship can also be described using an arrow diagram. To construct an arrow diagram, we simply just take our units. So we had Unit 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And looking back at our graph, we see that the marks range from 55, 60 to 65. So my marks were 55, 60, and 65. And this relationship is between the units of the chapter, or of the course, Math 1201, and the class average. So there's our relationship. So we can see then that Unit 1 has a class average of 55. Unit 2 had a class average of 60. Unit 3 had an average of 65. Unit 4 had an average of 55. And Unit 5 had an average of 60. So we've shown the relationship that was in our graph between class average and the unit in Math 1201 using an arrow diagram.